Taboola is one of the largest native advertising traffic sources out there. And today I want to share with you some updates about Taboola because Adam, the founder of Taboola, were very busy, I think, in the last couple of days because they have some bad news because they have to lay off 6% of the crew. But they also have a lot of good news, like a new partnership with BuzzFeed, with the HuffPost, and the largest thing, which is the new partnership about decades for or with Yahoo. In this video, we will talk about everything in detail, and I will share you my personal opinion and maybe also the opportunities which you have when you are a brand owner or when you run native ads with Taboola. Hi everyone, my name is Marcel Sattler. I'm the founder of PurpleBlack, a native advertising only agency. So what we do on a daily basis is we buy traffic on native advertising traffic sources like, for example, Taboola. And of course, Taboola is a very important partner for us because it's one of the largest native advertising traffic sources out there with placements all over the world. So we spend a lot of money there, and therefore I also can share with you some insights about Taboola, which are of course public available out there. We'll just investigate here a little bit. So let's start with the beginning. First of all, quick nutshell about Taboola. It's an Israel-based company and the founder, Adam, is also the CEO currently. And yeah, they have some bad news. Let's start with the bad things. They had some bad news in September because they decide to lay off 6% of the crew, which is around about 100 employees, because they want to reduce the cost for 38 million US dollar. So in general, they have around about 2,000 employees, but yeah, they have to cut off or lay off this amount of people to get more profitable, to earn also more money at the end of the day. And of course, that's not bad news, and which is usual. Taboola tried to play the ball very low without some big informations out there, which I can understand, but of course for the people who are working very hard there, it's not a very happy situation. But quick after that, they followed with some good news out there. And the first good news is a smaller or in general a partnership, but it's smaller in case of the big partnership with Yahoo, which is a partnership with BuzzFeed. And I think BuzzFeed and Taboola, they are a very good fit. And I will explain you a little bit later why. I just want to give you here a quick overview about the events with Taboola in the last couple of weeks. And yeah, as mentioned before, BuzzFeed and Taboola is a very good fit, and they also implement the Taboola feed on HuffPost, for example, and on the BuzzFeed premium publishers. In general, I think it's a very positive information because the more reach you have as an advertising traffic source, the more potential people you reach, of course, but also for marketers or like agencies it's more attractive for us because when we have the ability to reach more people with just one platform, we have more adjustment possibilities to squeeze out the performance to a max, because there are some placements for some products which are working better, and there are placements for products which are working not as good as expected. And the more publishers you have, the more flexible you are to adjust exactly where your ad should be visible and where not. But as mentioned before, I think BuzzFeed is a great corporation, and I really like BuzzFeed, not due to the high quality content there. But let me show you on the screen what I mean in detail. All right, so here that's the official announcement from Taboola, that's the press release, but that's not what I want to share with you. I want to share with you BuzzFeed, the site itself, because almost every article looks like a native article, especially like a content arbitrage article. They guys are very, very smart. How they do it, how they advertise here their own articles, because it depends completely from different news pages, and it's more like a content arbitrage approach, which you see here 14 celebs who did a huge favor for other celebs before they were super famous. And you want to click into it, you see the approach. It's more or less like an arbitrage listicle here in this case. So they're very, very smart. And I think you can learn a lot when you just browse a little bit here on BuzzFeed, and when you want to learn more about native advertising, or when you want to get ideas about headlines, about images. And you see, they're just duplicating always the same framework. Here are split images. They're just 50%, landscape images, They're just 50% to portrait images, to have a landscape image, and they do it very, very smart with also more or less an aggressive headline. And yeah, you have the feeling that you want to definitely click into it, and they do it very smart here, for example, with listicles, with listicle content, especially now in Q4, super relevant. And that's a super sexy listicle, to be honest. There is nothing more to say. So they are very, very smart. So it's a high recommendation when you want to have some inspiration about your ads, about your headlines, about your images, then it's worth it to take a look into BuzzFeed. You see, partnerships in general or a huge reach in general are very important for a traffic source like Taboola. And the more reach you have, the more attractive you are for advertisers, agencies, brand owners. And they have announced a very huge strategy partnership with Yahoo. And it's a very long-term strategic partnership with a contract with over 30 years, so 3 decades. And what they did is very smart for both sides, in my opinion, because we all know Yahoo, and Yahoo in general have a very good audience for native, because sometimes the people there are using, for example, Yahoo Mail or Yahoo Search, they're a little bit older, just in general, just black and white thinking. Of course, there are a lot of difference, but black and white thinking, they're a little bit older. So in general, it's a very good fit for native. And Yahoo saved around about 25% of Taboola shares. And they also signed an exclusive partnership. So on every premium publisher site of Yahoo, the Taboola feed will implement it. So it's a win-win partnership. Yahoo saves 25 or approximately 25% of the Taboola shares, and the Taboola feed will be implemented all over the Yahoo websites out there. That's just in general the partnership, and the guys mean it really very, very seriously because, as mentioned before, they signed the contract for 30 years, which is an extremely long time. I mean, I'm younger than 30 years, so you see it's a very, very long time, especially for a digital partnership like that, which is pretty unusual, but I think they want to show how secure they are in their decision in this case. But let me explain you a little bit more about the backgrounds which are public available or public readable here, and I will share all the relevant links with you in the show notes below. But they know, of course, and especially the founder of Taboola is very smart, so Adam knows exactly that they have to be a large competitor for the big major traffic sources like Facebook, like Google, because yes, Taboola is in the native game, same like Outbrain, a huge player or the big major player. But when you compare it with Facebook or with Google, they are just small childs. And they know exactly they have to have money to be competitive with the big traffic sources like Facebook, like TikTok also, like Google, because that's the big major platforms with very smart algorithms, which Taboola don't have in this smartness, and of course with a lot of money. And Taboola make it very smart because they advertise it as a solution. So the partnership with Yahoo is a solution for a cookieless world, because we all know, especially since iOS 14, that there are a lot of tracking issues out there. And the good news here is because it's just the open web and not the application on your phone like Facebook, like Instagram, they can use it for cookieless tracking even better than, for example, Facebook does it. And yeah, it's not an unfriendly company. So there are a lot of unfriendly companies which are not very sympathetic to brands like Apple. So for example, Facebook. And of course, Apple might have also a strategic background there because they want to push maybe their ads or the paid ads, but who knows. In general, Facebook, we all know it, have a big issue since the iOS 14 update. Performance went down for a lot of advertisers, and many of them never came up to the old results. And Taboola want, with this partnership, build a solution for a long-term cookieless world or cookieless tracking in general. And in a nutshell, they just need the money in their bank account to be competitive against the big major traffic sources and of course against the other players in the native game, especially Outbrain. That's a quick update from the latest news from Taboola. Maybe we hear in the next couple of weeks or months some further information. If so, and if they're relevant for you, I will definitely share them with you. I hope you liked that video. If so, I would extremely appreciate when you give me a thumbs up and of course when you subscribe to my channel to receive updates about native ads here on YouTube. Have a good one. See you next time.